and welcome to Frugal Gamer. Now today I want to talk about the 5 skills essential for success. Now, when I say success, I do not mean, I have a whole bunch of money and, I'm rich and everything like that. No. But these skills, if that is what you want, you can have that if you learn these skills. These 5 main skills into making sure that you are going to get what you want. And these have worked with everybody that is successful. They all have learned these 5 skills very well. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started with number 1, which is self-discipline. Now, self-discipline is very important because what self-discipline does is it teaches you to not distract yourself with things that are only beneficial in the very immediate short term. Self-discipline will help you to think more about the long term, and the long term is going to give you much more lasting and more beneficial effect to it. Number 2 is going to be self-esteem. Now, with self-esteem, the reason why self-esteem is an important skill to learn is because with self-esteem, you have to be confident in yourself and know that, hey, I got this, I can do this, I can get through this and that and this and that. And this helps with self-discipline as well, because you have to have some sort of self-esteem or self-discipline before you can learn one or the other. One of them goes hand in hand. For example, with me, I knew self-discipline before I had much self-esteem. I used my self-discipline to learn how to have self-esteem. I know there's some people out there who use their self-esteem to get, more self-discipline. And how this works is, with self-esteem, you are confident in yourself. You know that, hey, you can do something if you really want to do it. And with self-discipline, it means that you're telling yourself not to do something. So they're very distinct and small skills that you need to learn, but they're so small that when you add them up over a long period of time, you actually can see how much of the great benefit you already are getting just out of that shorter period of time, but it's throughout that entire period of time, rather than just, it's this minute amount of time was beneficial to me, and, that's what matters. That's how most people see it. So, self-discipline and self-esteem are 2 very important things when it comes to succeeding, because what succeeding requires goals to be set and you to achieve those goals. So, self-discipline and self-esteem are very important. Number 3 is going to be faith. You need to have faith. Now, when I say faith, I mean you need to have faith in yourself. One needs to have faith in oneself. The reason that I say this is because if you don't trust yourself to get through something that is very big, then if you don't trust yourself to get through something that is very big, then what you're basically telling yourself is that you can't do it in the back of your mind. And when you have that in the back of your mind, you're going to end up listening to it eventually. You cannot have that little small, minute voice in the back of your head telling you that. You cannot do it. And number 4 is going to be desire. Now, the reason that desire is a very important skill to learn, it's not exactly a skill, but it is an emotion that you should learn to kind of take control of. Desire is very important just for the fact that it's your motivation to get through the self-discipline, the self-esteem, the faith. It's the motivation to do everything, and it's the motivation for you to succeed. It's very important to have that motivation because you need to be able to motivate yourself because others are not going to do it for you. Some may, but more likely than not, you're going to get people that oppose. So it's very important to have the desire aspect down to a T. Number 5 is going to be compassion. Now, when I say compassion, I mean you need to be compassionate towards everyone. Compassionate towards pretty much anybody that is honestly trying to help you out and whatnot. Now, obviously, there are some people in the world that you shouldn't have to be compassionate for, whether it's because they're a toxic person or, you know, this is somebody that has off morals or they just don't have the same mindset goal as you. It depends on the person and what, you know, the actual connection, or I should say contrast, is. But you should be very compassionate towards all. For example, strangers on the street that you don't know, don't assume that they're being an asshole or they're being a dickhead. You know, assume that it's something where it would be necessary. Think about what you would do in that, you know, if you were in a situation, what situation would it be that you would do that in? And then that helps you to be more compassionate towards everybody. And yes, this does include yourself. You do need to be compassionate towards yourself by giving yourself time away from others, giving yourself the alone time, meditate, exercise, do what you gotta do. But you should be compassionate. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.